Anbesa Media's weekly segment, Funnel Insight. I'm your host, Mikdas. Stay informed with in-depth analysis, breaking update, and insightful discussion on the latest developments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support independent journalism and to stay connected. Tune in every week for powerful perspective you won't find anywhere else. Heavy clash near Warata town, South Gondar. A heavy battle took place near Kwara Mikhail in the vicinity of Warata town, South Gondar. Reports indicate that a large number of the government soldiers, including members of Adama Battalion and militia forces, have been killed or injured. The government forces, heavily armed with Zu-23 anti-aircraft guns and other heavy weaponry, launched an attack on Fano fighters. In response, Fano forces counterattacked and neutralized 11 enemy combatants, including militia members and Adama Battalion fighters. Additionally, a significant number of Abiy Ahmed's elite security forces were reportedly killed or wounded in the engagement. Fano forces intercept smuggling attempt in Gondar. In a separate incident, the Amara Fano Popular Organization, operating under Gondar General Command, successfully intercepted a cargo shipment that was being transported from Bahardar towards Sudan. On January 27, 2025, or in Ethiopian calendar 27/3, 2017, intelligence report reveals that government-linked smuggling groups were using trucks and tractors to illegally transport goods to Sudan. Fano fighters from the Karamara division act swiftly, disrupting the enemy's plan and reclaiming the confiscated goods before they could be smuggled across the border. Heavy clash near Mirsa town, Wallo. Fano forces have raided and taken control of a military camp belonging to Adama Battalion and militia forces near Mirsa town, Wallo, following intense fighting. In various areas of Wallo, Fano fighters under the command of Wallo is Fano have launched multiple offensives against enemy positions, engaging in battles that have resulted in the elimination of Brahanu Jullah's forces and the liberation of several areas. During the heavy fightings around Mirsa town, numerous militia forces, along with Abiy Ahmed's elite security units, were killed or severely wounded. The military camp where they were stationed was abandoned and taken over by Fano fighters. Fano forces have continued their guerrilla operations, launching surprise attacks in different directions, targeting enemy strongholds and eliminating enemy troops in several locations. In retaliation, the government forces indiscriminately shelled civilian villages using mortar fires, killing 3 innocent farmers. However, reports indicate that Fano fighters have successfully countered the attacks, neutralizing many enemy combatants and recovering looted property. Heavy casualties and losses for government forces in Sakala district, West Gojam. In a battle that took place in the Maksenyit area of Sakala district, West Gojam, government forces suffered significant human and military losses. The Abiy-led military unit, which had entered Maksenyit to attack innocent civilians, were ambushed by Fano forces, who launched a surprise attack on the Gion brigade stationed in the area. According to sources, a large number of government troops were killed or severely wounded in the assault. Fano, having launched a counter-offensive, engaged in a prolonged combat that lasted for hours, turning the ambush operation into an extended battle. As a result, enemy Prosperity Party soldiers faced severe setback and panic. During the battle, a significant number of weapons and military equipment belonging to the government forces were seized by Fano, according to reports. Heavy clash in Gondar. Fano forces inflicted heavy losses on Abiy's invading troops. The Abiy Ahmed-led invading forces, which had attempted to penetrate the Menna Meketawa district in Arbaya Gondar, suffered severe loss due to fierce resistance from Fano forces. The government troops, which has gathered in multiple directions to recapture Menna Meketawa and launch attacks in the area, were met with a strong counteroffensive from Fano. As a result, the invading forces suffered heavy casualties and were forced to retreat, sources reported. Fano forces launched a coordinated ambush in all areas where enemy troops had been positioned, inflicting massive casualties on the government soldiers. The retreating enemy troops, who suffered severe defeat, reportedly carried out indiscriminated heavy artillery bombardment on innocent civilian infrastructure. Meanwhile, in the other area of Gondar, government forces under Abiy Ahmed's command are still attempting to reclaim territories currently under Fano control but are facing relentless resistance and suffered continuous defeats. Similarly, heavy fighting erupted in 3 different locations in Gwari district, Gondar. The government forces, having gathered large reinforcement, launched a major offensive against Fano. However, Fano's strong defense response completely foiled the enemy's plan, forcing them into retreat. The Abiy Ahmed regime's elite guard forces, which rely on heavy artillery and intense firepower to break Fano resistance, faced another crushing defeat as Fano neutralized the planned attack with a decisive counteroffensive. Identity-based attack in Addis Ababa intensify. The identity-targeted attacks being carried out in Addis Ababa have intensified. It's reported that a coordinated crackdown is being carried out in the city, particularly targeting Amhara residents through systematic repression and blatant ethnic-based persecution. In Adanech Abebe's administration, the Oromoma-affiliated security forces have been operating in various districts, especially targeting young people by checking their identification, arresting them, and taking them to detention centers. After detaining them, they reportedly demand money for their release and threaten to fabricate serious criminal charges if they fail to pay. Eyewitnesses told the TIKUR ANBESA media that these security forces are engaged in clear ethnic persecution using fear and intimidation tactics. Sources further revealed that the main criterion for targeting individuals is their Amhara identity, as determined by their ID cards. Those identified as Amhara are immediately detained, and their phones are searched for any information that could be used against them. At present, Addis Ababa, which has historically been a safe home for Amharas, has become increasingly hostile and dangerous for the Amhara residents. In addition to economic hardship, Amhara in the city are reportedly facing severe discrimination and restriction on their movements. Thank you for tuning into this week's edition of Fano Insight with me, Mekdes. We have shared crucial updates and in-depth coverage and will continue to keep you informed on the issues that matter most. If you find today's discussion insightful, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to Fano Insight on the TIKUR ANBESA media. Your support helps us grow and ensures you stay updated with the latest news. Don't forget to spread the word. Together, we can make sure everyone stays informed.